What's up, team? Lo-Fi Friday, just an iPad, us, our guitars, and we're gonna try to improv or build a framework for improvising using pentatonic scales. Now you could use anything, okay? And I'm probably gonna go off on some tangents. I'm gonna try and keep this to 10 minutes, get you in, get you out. So, G major, okay? So a G major chord, right? And then you have an E minor. So for those that don't know the theory, that's the 1 chord, and here's the minor 6, okay? We'll get back to them in a minute. But we're gonna think of a G major pentatonic, okay? Now that's just one position. We have this one up here too, right? Okay, but again, G major and E minor, they're all the same. It's just different starting points, okay? So don't worry about that. We're trying to make music. So let's say you go to a friend's house, he or she has in a guitar and like, hey, I'm gonna play a G, I'm gonna play an E minor, and let's improv over it. Or if you're by yourself, so watch this. Let's say we take this position, okay? Okay. I also want you to make the connection that a pentatonic is just a cleaner, leaner version of another scale. So in this case, this is a G major scale right here. Watch. Ba, 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 ba. We're just taking out the C and the F sharp. All right, don't you love that interval? And we're gonna just strip it down to 5 notes. G, A, B, D, E, okay? So watch. Now, nothing fancy. And again, if you don't know the whole position from top to bottom, meaning low E to high E, don't worry about it. Just see if you can grab it on the E, A, and D strings, okay? And rhythm is always king, always queen. So watch this. G. Keep that rhythm going. Okay, so there's one little lick. We played that out of a G major pentatonic, okay? Remember, the tonal center is where your ears take you. So what you really need to do is when you're improvising, you have an idea of where these scales are, but you're not sitting there thinking in the moment. You want that flow, right? So let's say we go up here to this E minor bar chord. Let's say your friend's like, hey, let's add in the E minor now. So you go like, here's the basic chords, like G to the E. So let's say you're doing that, but when you get to the E minor, you're like, okay, what can we do? What if we slid up here and then we played the E minor pentatonic like this? Okay? We're gonna stay away from the one that everybody knows up here, the low E, you know. Okay? So we're gonna try this. Watch. So let's say we go G, okay, E minor. G. Okay, see how you could just hang on notes. And that's another kind of tip I give if you're improvising. You guys, if you're new to the channel, I'm gonna link really fancy charts. I did a whole lesson, I'll find it for you guys, on G major pentatonics, E minors, and I have the fancy charts. So use those. So that's what I'm noodling in. But again, don't bite off more than you can chew, and rhythm is always king. So if you get lost, let's say you're trying to learn this one. Let's say you're learning, okay, this E minor pentatonic. Let's say you get about here and you kind of lose your way. Just let up, but keep the rhythm going like this. Watch. Okay, now, when you get really comfortable with all the positions, then what you want to do is you want to start linking them together with rhythmic flow. So let's say, for example, let's just kind of hang on the G. I don't know what your skill level is, but it doesn't matter. So you can, if I'm giving you too much, just take one element. What if you just do this? G, okay? Try and learn this position right here. Okay? See if we can slide up here to the 10th fret where we start on the D, okay? The D would be the 5th of G, okay? The dominant, so. Once you get these in your head, you're not even gonna think about it. You will be improvising, you'll be flowing. You'll have some kind of cataloged licks or frameworks, and that's totally cool too. You always wanna have things to go home to, all right? So watch. I had to do that. You guys, octaves. Octaves are the best. Root note to note higher. Right, look. I did D. Oh, I cheated though. I walked down the G major scale, and that's okay. So G, I did C, I did B, so I kind of lied a little bit, okay? That's okay, but again, remember what I said when you start improvising, I'm not thinking, oh, I must stay in the G pentatonic here. If I hit part of the G major scale, that's okay, okay? So you gotta start light bulbing aha moments and seeing how those connect. So let's see if I did this. What if I did, now what did I do there? I just walked down the octave, and this is a great, check out this shape, okay? Here's why guitar's so screwy. So if you notice here, I gotta go 3 frets up to hit the octave, because I'm walking down this part of the pentatonic, this note, and this note. Then when I get here, it's just 2 frets up. And if you don't know why that is because all the strings are tuned to fourths until you get to the G and B, and it's tuned to a major third, and then it goes back to a fourth again. So you're welcome for having your brain scrambled by guitar. So let's do a little improv. Don't think, sometimes you don't want to pick single notes. What if we want to use some octaves to improv out of the pentatonics? This is where you got to start taking your head. Okay, watch this. Okay, so you see what I did there? I just went up to this. I went up to this scale here, this pentatonic. Da, 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 up, shank. Da, 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 da. I just played it. I just played it on the low E. I just played D to E. Kind of walked back down. So do little things like that. So think of the pentatonics not just as something as you play as a singular note, but try and throw octaves in there, okay? Let me show you one more thing that's killer, and I did a really good video with charts yesterday on this, and I did it in this key, okay? So I did these things called intervals, the distance between 2 notes. So if you want to play, try and do this root to this major third, okay? And let's see if that's actually gonna be in, see, everything comes from in the middle. So this is inside of, need you to see this, watch. So here's root note G to B, so like that. And then comes from out of that scale. Go watch. Da, 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 da. So you could do something like this. Use the interval of a major third, watch. Okay, now I showed you a lot more intervals. I gave you thirds, fourths, fifths, sixths, like see, watch, just start putting your, so watch this. Keep that rhythm going. Okay, so now you're making music. So you see how he took all those ideas from the pentatonics, and that's really what truly improv is, okay? So that's kind of what's going inside of my head when I start improvising. So if I go into any playing situation and I know the key or I know where it's going, I start thinking, okay, I can draw from these scales. And that's why you want to learn the theory. So keep watching all the videos on here. I'm going to dish out theory a lot, okay? So again, now here's another thing you could do. Let's just throw in one more thing, and we got about 1 minute and 30 seconds to wrap this up, okay? And ask any questions you want. You guys know I'm gonna hit this from multiple angles forever. I'm not gonna stop. You're gonna keep light bulb moments, aha moments. Okay, so B minor, okay? Which would be what out of the key of G? That's the 3 chord. G1, minor 2A, minor 3. You could start here and play the pentatonic from here. Okay, so you see that? You need to make the connection too. That's overlaid on top of that E minor pen. If we start here, da, 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 right? But if we start here, we're emphasizing the E, da, 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 and that's all modes are. That's all, you control this beautiful thing called guitar. So watch this. Again. Okay, let me explain really quick too. One last thing. I'll do a killer rhythm lesson on this. I'm always going to hit this. Try and get that whole string thing going on and hitting one note out of those pentatonics. I was just going. Throw in the F sharp for good measure. All right, so you guys, drop any questions. have fun with the guitar, make music, always make music. So once you start getting comfortable with all the scales, be creative, see what you can come up with. But again, if you can only run one position, that's okay. And just go really slow. Like if you just go here and play this E minor bar chord, and you can just go go to B minor, down to A minor. Out of juice. All right, you guys are amazing. Go practice. If you have any comments or questions, drop them. Again, I'll link some videos here somewhere. It's gonna have charts all in my Dropbox, and I just want to make stuff that helps you guys. Tell me what you want, okay? Go enjoy the day. Have a wonderful weekend or whatever day it is, wherever you're watching. Drop Jellyfish, your favorite sea creature, in the comments, and just don't stop, because only you can stop you, and guess what? You're not going to stop you. And I lied. I'm already 11 minutes, 10 seconds, so sorry about that. Peace.